It's just gonna do this to me again repeatedly, isn't it? It's just gonna keep taking away all my health by doing things that I just never expect it to. On the bright side, I'm getting my gold back. Well, I mean, I'll always take extra money, because it usually helps me fund my stuff eventually. I don't know, because I know the mysteries right now are the 5-cell door, which they know what's behind it, but there isn't an actual thing behind it. I'm going for acceptance right now, which I know there's a sad thing, because it's simple to get in theory. People speedrun this game. That usually means people are decently good enough, not going for the Hunter's Grenade. As much as I would love the Hunter's Grenade, because I'm not going for rare blueprints at boss cell level 3. There's an upgraded Rampart Shield. There's an Elite Inquisitor. It's as if they couldn't make things a little... Oh god, why did I do that? Oh, ha, 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 ha. Legendary Symmetrical Lance. We got it, boys. We got the weapon. Yes, but as of right now, no one has figured out what that door is for. To my knowledge. Yeah, we get a wolf trap. How nice. What's down here? The shop with random skills, miscellaneous skills. It's an unupgraded tonic versus an unupgraded vampirism. The tonic is cheaper, so I'll definitely take it, so I can have a method of healing myself, because I always take really dumb hits. And my damage reduction is, I think, around 50% right about now. It deals double damage. If it deals double damage... Well, actually, let me just show you. In its current state, the previous lance dealt around 300 damage per hit. This symmetrical lance causes toxic clouds to emit, chucks a grenade, gives an upgrade to my stats, and does 150% extra damage, and does double damage on enemies irrespective of what's going on. Combined with the fact that I always get a ton of damage reduction, i.e. right now, I get a humongous amount of damage reduction. I can actually sit in fights and murder people fairly efficiently. That's why this lance is good compared to everything else. In addition... Oh god, I keep forgetting to look at the shiny pebble. Oh well. Which is why it does so much damage. And basically, since it's a legendary weapon, if I suddenly decide to switch my stats entirely, it does even more. Like, it's a great sign when you're running through the first area and you're one-shotting most enemies you come across. In addition, because it's a legendary weapon, it's also very cheap to reforge. Meaning, if I really, really don't feel like any of those items are worth my time, I'll just reforge this lance into something that's not terrible. I do agree, but it's the only legendary weapon I have so far. And since I now have a lot of health as it currently stands, and enough damage reduction, we'll take Necromancy again, because it's the only source of consistent damage that we've got. Reforge. You know what? Reforge. Reforge. Poisons enemy on a hit and additional damage. It's slow. I reduced its damage a little bit, but I stopped taking double damage, so until we get, like, something better, we can hold on to this for now. This isn't a good boss fight weapon, but it's a very good boss fight. Sorry, it's not a good boss fight weapon, but it's a very good room clearing weapon because of the fact that it gets critical hits when it kills a bunch of enemies. And we'll skip the first area because we know the speed door is down there, and we no longer have access to the speed door. Orders of the King is completely irrelevant. Oh, hey. Dare you? Sorry, is this the first area? No, it's not. So this one's good. Oh yeah, no, I really want that 11,000 great sword damage again. That would be beautiful. And this triple boss cell door gives me a nice little chest to crack open, which gives me the ice grenade, which gets sold immediately because it's completely worthless. And there's the quadruple boss cell door, which I don't even know what's in there, nor do I think I really should care. So there's a weapon shop. As always, give me a shield because I get a legendary weapon. Rampart +5. I'll probably get a better shield by the end of it. As it currently stands, that one just doesn't feel like it's worth my time. And so now we look for the last gardener's key, and then we can rush off to the ramparts. Oh, come on, there's an elite... Oh, it's an elite zombie, so yeah, we're not touching that with the 10-foot pole. I usually go tactics as my secondary, although I should take one level of brutality to get enough health to not instantaneously perish. The only counterpoint I'd really have in terms of, in terms of super speedy versus straight damage, there's about only one thing I could say, and that would be if I were to get a very, fancy status weapon, such as the Fire Blast we had a while ago that carried us into a glorious victory. Gotta scooch over a little bit. I have a new monitor set up here, and it is difficult for me to work with. This should be a shop? Yeah, no, if it's got like super fancy stats or a super fancy status effect, it'll also be a pretty good thing. What do you got? Skills? Skills to pay the bills? It's a slightly better tonic. However, I'm not gonna just... It's not worth my time, really. There we go. Now it's more suited to what my current setup is. Just shift over everything to the right a little bit. There we go. Last gardener's key. And now we can work on getting acceptance. Wow, again with the whole literally nothing. I'm so glad that did not kill me. Nope. Y'all can go burn in a fire. Oh my gosh, so many exploders. So many bombers. Literally, why? Are you all done? Honestly. Oh yeah, the vague stat descriptions mod that we had, the dumb ideas for. If that ever gets made, I don't think I'm actually going to play it, because I gain an aneurysm from trying to memorize everything that's ever happened. Alrighty then. Tonic does make me invincible for a few seconds. Yes, that is true. It also acts as a secondary source of healing, mostly because my health flasks don't recharge in between levels, but the tonic does. Don't need the traps right now. Let's see here. What doesn't kill me is... none of this is really particularly that great. Except maybe we can do efficiency, probably. We're gonna do dead inside. Get our health up to the respectable levels that we're used to. I would have loved to fight any of those elites, but the invulnerability of those elites precluded me actually doing that sort of thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make our way through the ramparts, the graveyard, and then... ramparts, graveyard, and Insufferable Crypt. Sorry, was it Insufferable? Okay, I don't remember the names in order. Oh, thank God, we can actually kill these guys with, some speed. Alright, we gotta find the speed door just so we don't lock ourselves out of a secret area. There are no enemies in the speed door, and there's a very distinct way down to get there. Alright, so it looks like the thing we're looking for here hasn't actually spawned in the speed door area, so let us hope and pray that it's somewhere we can... Wait a minute. Nope. Nope. Again. Guess it's time to explore then, and hope we can find it. Absolutely nothing. And I just really hope I don't die with this amount of cells on me, because I will be very disappointed in myself. Well, there's a watermelon. To go around to kill these people. My God, you're making me have effort. How dare you make me have effort to kill you people? I love that I can just store the charge of the lance, because that's this weapon's honestly its fastest attack. And when I can store the charge of the lance, I usually can just bypass whatever horrors await me. So currently we are looking for a bunch of leafy greens to be in the wall, which we've just bypassed. Hang on. Open it with the gardener's key, and we now have the first moonflower key. Meaning now at any point in time, if we ever find the triple boss cell door, we can leave this level. Here we can also buy a health flask recharge. Here you can also see why we never touch health flask recharge and recharges, and why I'm just trying to practice never getting hit, because it's expensive to get hit. It's incredibly expensive, and generally not worth it. baby. It's better than the vampire. It's better than the wolf trap by far. By a long shot, it is better than the wolf trap. Wait, why don't I just teleport? Because the teleporter's up above me. That was a wonderful, wonderful item. Vampirism. Every time I deal some damage to an enemy, I gain some health back while it's active. But more importantly, it can upgrade to S tier, which I think that actually... let's see... We are 25% damage reduction away from the maximum limit of damage reduction. So we just need to improve our necklace, which the necklace tends to be the hardest thing to improve. Ow. However, before we go to actually fight, I will be looking to improve my stuff. And the only reason I say that is the next section we're going to go to is going to force us into an immediate boss fight. And it is one of the arguably hardest boss fights in this area. Just because, at our current level, in addition to all his other shenanigans, he is incredibly tanky. If anyone remembers my history with Conjunctivious, you'll know why, because that's the guy we're going to go and fight soon. Wait a minute. Didn't I just see you? Like, honestly, did I just see this third boss cell door? Or is that a one boss cell door and my eyes are playing tricks on me? Yes, no, there are two of them. Like, okay... Yeah, no, there's two third boss cell door levels. Sure, I guess. Why not? Huh, there actually is. Okay, so the Insufferable Crypt is next. It's whatever the other crypt place is called. The Dark... The Sepulcher. Forgotten Sepulcher. That's what it was called. Okay. And if anyone's wondering why I'm not going for that curse chest, my track record for not getting hit today and being on my A game currently hasn't been that stellar. And I really want to get acceptance, so I never have to worry about getting acceptance ever again in my life. So, this is why we're not here at this point in time, trying to get acceptance. You stop that. You get back up here. Oh my gosh. I dodged you. Don't you give me that. There we go. This Topaz Amulet. Poison has no effect on me, but we don't bother with poison. Dodging creates a toxic cloud, which is fantastic, and it gives me more stats. You. It's better than my tonic by far. It's legendary, generates a shield, and makes it so the fight against Conjunctivious gives me a lot of stun. And, yes, Fridge, if we were dealing with melees, that would be a lot of melees. So what I'm going to do here is pop this, take this, and sell off the tonic, because that tonic is honestly garbage. And now, we are at the maximum possible damage reduction that we can be without a shield. With the shield, the damage reduction goes even higher, But now, I genuinely don't care. Whoever we fight is just going to get ruffle stomped, because they are not going to physically be able to deal enough damage to me for me to care. And this is just going to give me the random regular item. That tonic was garbage, because it was a level 0 tonic. Ergo, I had no reason to keep a hold of it. Other tonics are usually great. That tonic, not so much. If, for example, the item I had was a legendary tonic, then maybe I would have kept it. Boy, you stop that. Yeah. It's the drug lords in America aren't even trying anymore. They've just condensed actual garbage into a needle, and that's the best way to describe that. Freaking shield, man. I mean, you're not wrong. Most druggies won't notice in the first place. Crusher, it's not even like, yeah, I'm gonna spend all these. Hey kid, you wanna buy some garbage? I'd create a Nightbot quote thing, but that would require me actually having a good bot in the first place. Ain't that right, Night Dad? You get down here. Thank you. You stop hit stunning me. Jesus. I've got people to slay. No, you don't run away from me. He tries his best, he just has a few screws loose. Why did I come down here? Well. Wait, if I throw my head off... I'm sorry, what? Hang on. You little... You know what? Fine. I'm happy we found Nerves of Steel. I like that bow. I'm okay with that. Screw you, game. That doesn't even spawn all the time, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Sure, I'll take it. Random blueprints. From the middle of nowhere, from downtown. You know what I'm gonna do? I have food over here, right? No, that was in the previous level. We're gonna go spend some of our hard-earned cash on making it so we have eaten a watermelon before we go to the next area, because I would like to have most of my health when going to the next fight. You know what? We'll go for a full restore. I can't even be that mad about that, because, hey, I discovered it entirely by accident. And the last time I had the Nerves of Steel legendary bow, it was flipping wonderful, because there's a legendary Nerves of Steel with, like, double damage, crit damage bonus, all a lot of hilariously broken things. And then I still died, because this was during the time where I thought tactics was king of levels 1 through 3. Level 4, survival doesn't matter, because if you get hit too much, you'll still die anyway. Alright, I've got a glorious gift for you, and that is, do you have Nerves of Steel up here? You don't, but I'm not going to spend it yet, because I know for a fact I'm not going to die. So reforging modifiers is alright. Do I want to keep anything here in particular? Can't upgrade you. I can upgrade you. But honestly, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off. And then we'll give disengagement, because if I fall down to a low enough health, I would like to use my health flask at least. Go right ahead, Fridge. I was like, why am I standing on thin air? Oh, wait. Greetings, Conjunctivious. Alright, hey, stun. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be a nightmare, aren't you? You annoy me. Wait, I already caused you to go to your next phase? We're gonna be chasing you around everywhere, aren't we? You get over here so I can stab you. I've got a lance, you've got an eye. Let me just off your soul. I'll take the damage. Stay here. I wish I could read your comment right now, but it's so long, I don't think I could pay enough attention to figure out what you're trying to say. Oh, right. It took me a while to actually start saying his name properly, if only because up until recently I knew him as the Watcher instead of Conjunctivious. Wait a minute. At least he's dying faster than the last time we tried this fight. Because if you guys remember the last time we tried this fight, my god, that was horrible. The horror of it's going to take you 5 centuries before you can actually kill him. They changed the name because he's no longer the final boss. There we go. Okay, not that poison spray. Come on, when are you gonna do it? Get down from here. Don't move. One more hit, that's all I need. And he is dead. You're right, I should have vamped it, that's my mistake. Wait a minute, he dropped a blueprint? He has more blueprints to drop? Gastronomy. And it, what? Okay, explosive decoy. Poisons enemy, turns invisible, attracts enemies, explodes after that. Puts on a 20-second cooldown, which I unfortunately cannot accept, and it's one of those that doesn't actually reduce damage I take, it increases damage that other people take. Which, while in theory is a good thing, not so much. So instead of the Slumbering Sanctuary, we must go to the graveyard in order to finish this out. And yes, I do appreciate... Yes, I do agree. His eye just going googly-eyed. I couldn't vampirism it because his... More damage is better, but the enemies deal enough damage as is and will basically straight up murder me. In my current state. So now, let's dump 100 or so cells into this. So 90% of all items will be of plus quality. So now non-plus items are now in the minority. The 35 cells extra will go towards finishing off Tough Nut. While I do agree under most circumstances, more damage definitely is better, in that circumstance, more damage does not translate necessarily to better because it takes away from a massive chunk of my damage reduction, and I'll probably die. Right now, I need to focus on survival so I can actually live long enough to kill most of my enemies. For the next portion, I'm going to have to go back to my original strategy of repeated stuns to be able to succeed.